Hi, welcome to the PB&J channel. I'm Pete,
And I'm Julian.
and we'd like to thank you for welcoming us into your personal space today. Um, Today's topic is what I like to cover is mental health.
Mental health. And, I kind of want to touch on physical health too. I was eating a banana and the thought came to me while he was writing this list. Well, we were making a list and I was eating my banana. Kind of want to talk about a little bit of physical health too that we run into every day.
Okay.
A little bit. And the chronic diseases that unfortunately come that I see all the time too.
So. Okay. And we're trying to make this video short so we're not rambling.
I'm a big person against rambling a little bit, so so I told him, like, let's make this, hopefully this is going to be not more than 15 minutes long, so please bear with us.
Okay. Like I said in the previous video, I'm a jack of all trades, but I'm a master of none. Please understand that. And what I'm bringing forward here is not to boast or brag. It's just to help you understand my thought process. I do have a bachelor's in psychology. I have a doctorate in theology. So being former law enforcement, I took both of those, merged them together, and basically a chaplain for first responders, primarily police officers, because I grasped that, been there, done that, got the t-shirt kind of a thing. But also, I've had 8 to 9 years over the road experience. And now I'm back out here and it's the same thing. It's away from home. It's away from your family. It's a separation.
Mm-hmm.
So been there, done that, got the t-shirt too. Makes sense, right?
Yes, it sure does.
Okay, so that being said, we're just going to touch on what's the word I'm looking for? Pause for effect.
You have a lot of those in your videos.
I do.
In our videos.
Yeah.
Well, so when we're making this list, I kind of said, hey, let's kind of group these together because they kind of go a lot of hand in hand, house duties and sorry, that doesn't make sense. You probably was like, what the hell is he talking about? So let's explain what our videos are going to be about today.
All right, today it's your point of view, her point of view, because she can shotgun you 1,000 questions at a time, and then we kind of go, what? Because it overwhelms us, and we can't articulate what we do out here. How about that?
Yeah, because I think a lot of people, I think there's a common misconception out there that people, oh, you're just driving on the road all day. How's that stressful? How are you tired? It's like, well, if you're doing the traditional, the 70-hour work week, 14-hour work day and 11 hours of driving, that 11 hours of driving, you do deal with a lot.
And one is driver fatigue.
Yeah, driver fatigue, physical fatigue. And like this morning, Pete was kind of laughing at me because I'm outside I had a jump rope and I was, out there just trying to keep active, while we're waiting to get our next load. And so I kind of do want to talk about this more on my side of things real quick is because I think physical health is a big thing too, compared to, I think that goes hand in hand with having your mental health also based on, you want to eat healthy, you try to eat healthy, you try to, I was talking to another driver yesterday and she was talking about how, we go into a truck stop. When you have a load, when you're on a load, there's not a lot of places you can park. You can park at the Walmart. You can obviously park at truck stops. And
if you have a parking space.
It's parking space, yeah, exactly. And you go inside, what do you find? You're going to find hot dogs. You're going to find sodas. You're going to find easy stuff. And I was mentioning, look, you go into the Love's. They do got the fruit section, they got the vegetable section, but if you look at the hot dog section, you can get 2 hot dogs for $3.33. You go over to the fruit and vegetable section, it's $5 or $6 just for a thing of it. I know they try to do those sale things like, hey, you buy 2, you can get it for $7, but $7, $3.
Right. You know,
Yeah,
come
so
on, we're guys. You know,
Yeah,
who
you-
wants to chomp on a carrot? You know, we
Yeah.
have a hot dog.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and that would going hand in hand, it comes with a lot of, unfortunately, comes with chronic issues, and, I think one of the biggest things that I think there's a lot of people in here that I talk to that have diabetes that are in this industry, it's like, wow, but then you look at the options you have with the truck stuff, there's not a lot. Healthy, affordable options, I should say. It's like, it's unfortunate you can get I always say lips and assholes cheaper than a carrot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I have type 2 diabetes. What are my options at a truck stop to drink? Well, I have to stay away from the diet because the body doesn't know what to do with those chemicals that they say, oh gosh, well, they're 20, it's not 20, it's like 200 times the sweetness of sugar. So it confuses your body and it wants to dump all this insulin in there, but there's nothing there for the insulin to attack. So here's my options to drink at a truck stop. Water, unsweet tea, coffee. That's it. Straight up, that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know?
The rest is all,
Gatorade is full of sugar.
Yeah, obviously sodas, juices, and what's cheaper? The soda fountain.
Yeah.
And they even try to charge you for freaking ice. I mean, obviously there's ways to get around it. And some trucks are pretty lean. Oh, you can get ice all day. Other places want to charge you 50 cents for the damn ice. So, but anyways.
He's frugal, very frugal.
Yes.
But that's good. That's good.
Yeah, but anyways, that's going off on a tangent. But the example is physical health and the mental health, that stuff that we're going to talk about. That I feel like both of us feel like is a big thing. That we deal with on a single day, every day, a regular basis, being out here while we're on the road.
And I have reading glasses. I don't know, just woke up one day and I can't see close up. So I got my binoculars to help me out on this. So, yeah.
And he's coming from a person, and I've been wearing glasses since I was a kid, so.
Well, now I feel bad. No, I'm kidding. I do, seriously, but yeah.
No.
Okay.
Come depend on them. Anyways, tangent. Let's continue on this.
Well, we're gone all the time. We're out there, trying to make that buck. And we don't have a set schedule. Our routines are constantly changing. So it's not a 9-to-5 job.
No, it's kind of pretty, looking at that traditional things, it's pretty unorthodox what we do, the schedule anyways.
And you get out there and you're dealing with what? Road conditions. You have accidents, road closers, rush hour, the weather. Whew. It's been raining for the past 2 months is what it feels like.
Out here in the East Coast, yeah, they've been getting significantly a lot of rain, and unfortunately, I think.
Oh, even central states, man, like back at my home
that's
Oklahoma.
True. That's true.
It's like a monsoon season down there. Well, back to what we're dealing with on the road is, you have your time restraints. Now, in RV industry, you really don't. But sometimes they want this delivered at a certain time, a certain date. And if you take that, you have to make that. In other transportation industries, you load, you got to go from point A to point B in a set amount of time. And in that time restraints, you have hours of service, and you got to I'm former DOT, so you have these time restraints to keep the roads safe. Did I believe that as a driver? I always thought they were trying to take my money away, etc. But those hours of service are there for a reason. I've seen drivers.
It's all about safety in the transportation industry, especially
Definitely.
if you're pulling, 80,000 pounds if you're a tractor trailer. For us, it's going to be between average, I would say it's in the tens to even up to 15,000 pounds scale weight, you know, and so you can't stop as like a car can. So that's why I think the fatigue is one of the biggest things that I think as drivers always face. So that's why that's why they have the HOS regulations to help combat that, because again, it's all about safety in this industry.
You know, and again, you're back there on the road. This is, you know, your thought process where you can kind of explain this to the significant other. Okay. You know, so you have skill in your loads. You know, you got your axle weights you have to worry about. Then you have axle weights lead to weight stations. Weight stations lead to DOT inspections. You know, right? You get pulled onto a scale and they hold you for 15 seconds and it feels like a friggin' hour.
It does.
You know, you're sweating friggin' bullets. Me too. When I get up on the scale and I stop, yeah, my butt's sucking up the seat because I want to get off of that scale.
Yeah, because it's like that stress, because they can take you out of service for, I mean, essentially if you're, let's say, even your your washer fluid isn't working, they can take you out of service for that. You know, as how, even though it might be meager to them, it's considered safety. So
Okay.
they can take you out of service for that, give you a ticket for that even. So.
Well, I say, Brother Josh went to a weight station. They could not find they pulled him around to inspect him. They couldn't find anything wrong. But this dickhead DOT officer cited him for 10 pounds less than a tire. So I think the tire was rated... Seriously. It's rated for 110,000. It's rated for 110 pounds per square inch. He had one tire that was 85, so that's 15, 20, I guess that's 25 pounds.
Yeah.
Do the math right. Okay, well anyways, turns out the tire was rated for 100 PSI. The DOT officer did not look at that to verify that. He assumed 110 pounds. But my point is, it's a tire. You go to the next intersection or whatever and put the air in it, for God's sakes. Oh, I mean, that's reaching to find something.
And there's you know, they always say that even a brand new truck, they can find something, which is, in reality, I guess they could. You know?
I mean, I could...
We can go on and on about this, but
yeah.
Anyways, that's just an example of how little stresses that can just stress you out. So when you get pulled up, you're like, oh my gosh, here we go. You know, because you just never know. You might get the nicest DOT officer. Unfortunately, you might get the dicks out there. You know, and so you just kind of, you know, it's the luck of the draw. So. Okay,
well, back to what's going on is my wife brought this up, and it's legit. You know,
yeah, what he's going to say, I never heard of the term or even heard of the saying before until she had to explain it to me. I was like, that is this is a big one.
Yeah.
So
this is called windshield time. This is where you got nothing but time to think. Now I know we got audiobooks. I know we have, you know, these satellite radios, etc. But you still have this brain up here always analyzing things. Especially if you just got off the phone with your dispatch or your significant other. Those are the two mains that I'm really on the phone with. And if the conversation goes wrong, you've got nothing but time to think about, maybe I shouldn't have said this. Maybe I should have said this and not this. You overanalyze. That's exactly what it boils down to. You're going to overanalyze things to death, and you're going to take this down a rabbit hole, and it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we can give you many examples of this, but I'm sure you guys can have examples of anything that can happen. It can be when you're driving in a personal time, you know, just driving down the road, or going to go see grandma, you know. So if there's anything you can order for your animals, even if someone cuts you off and you're like, I should have done this, should have did that, you know. So there's a lot of examples.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Mhm.
Okay, that's just not healthy. Now, so you have this going on. Your wife does not see that aspect of, because she thinks you're a steering wheel holder. Okay, that's what you're doing. You're out there holding the steering wheel, going from point A to point B, and we have no worries. Okay, while she's at the house, okay, and the physical things, she's doing house duties, the dishes, the laundry, the folding the clothes, the cooking, the grocery shopping, the running errands, keeping the kids entertained.
Yeah, if you have kids, obviously that's just one of the things. I mean, obviously we are not trying to justify our saying that, hey, we do as much as the wives or significant others do, or I should say the other party at home does. Because again, when I was talking to a fellow transporter who so happened to be female, and she was talking. I asked her how her husband takes it, her being on the road all the time. She's like, "Oh, it's hard." So I will say more significant other than anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are not saying that their job's not important as much as ours. I believe in my mind, I think they do a heck of a lot more at home than what we do, but we have different kinds of stresses.
No, there's two parts to a story.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's more, but she has all this physical stuff, and yeah, she's doing it by herself, especially if they got little ones. I got teenagers. She can, delegate that authority. Go tell them to do that, for God's sakes. Get off their lazy butt, shut off their PlayStation, etc. But that's my family, Julian's family.
I have a 5-year-old daughter who's got a lot of energy, and my wife is pregnant with our son who's due in October. So there's that, and it has not been easy for her, especially in a very significant, not significant, it's been a hotter than expected summer in Utah.
Pregnant women and hormones.
Yeah, and he does not mix well. So,
but
yeah, go ahead.
We're gonna, that's the physical side of things that she has to do. Now, let's talk about her mental side of things. We discussed our mental, but what about, let's say, their mental side, not her, but their mental side.
Yeah, communication. That's
the feeling of being alone all the time. Okay, there's that lost in communication.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're there when you're home. You're chit-chatting, blah blah blah. That's if that's the way your relationship is. But out here, you can text, you can use phone call, you can friggin' FaceTime, for God's sakes. Your phone's up here, FaceTime, drive and talk.
Should we be doing that while we're driving though? We're just talking about safety.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're on the phone with her, you got your earbuds in.
I guess you could be driving. Yeah, that's true. When he's talking, but actually, it is a distraction. Though.
It is a distraction.
Yeah.
But the point is, communicate. Because they're at home, and if they don't hear anything from you, because we go through different kinds of trains where we lose signal, different parts of the country, from this city to this city on I-80, you got nothing. And they don't hear from you, and they have their own rabbit hole that they fall into. And, are you okay? Did you have an accident? Oh my gosh. And their side of an argument, they're window timing that, but they're not window. They're just thinking about it. Women communicate, that's why they can talk so well with each other, but I'm going to give you how about this, the psychology part of things. Women need to speak about 45,000 words a day. Guys, we talk about 3,000 words a day. So take that in consideration, especially when they say we don't communicate enough.
Yeah, I was telling his wife, I think that's just overall, I think that's a male trait. We're just not very communicative. I think it must be in our psyche that we can get what we can what we need in 3,000 words. Women
Yeah.
got to do it in 45,000 words.
You know, they, I'm learning to ask, how was your day? Boy, man, that's like throwing a grenade or something, because you don't know what's going to happen when it explodes. Okay? But listen to them. The thing of it is women, they vent. Okay? And the perfect psychology teacher I had was my barber, Rick, of, gosh, man, going on 22 years, okay? But one time, Rick's cutting my hair, and I'm telling him, I said, God, man, I just wish you'd stop bitching at me. Does she hate her job that much that when she comes home, it's blah, 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 blah? And Rick said, you know what? We're guys. We try to fix things. So she's having a terrible day. What can we do to fix it? How can we make the rest of the day better? But that's not what she wants.
She just wants to listen. She just wants someone to listen to her.
Yeah. Not fix it, listen. So I learned not to take it personal, not to stress out over it, just to let the words go and flow, and do your I don't know, selective hearing or what.
Well, their studies show that men do have selective hearing when it comes to hearing their significant others.
Well, guys, let them vent, let them talk, let them discuss their day. It's not there for us to fix it. That's not it.
I've had to learn to not fix things too, because I think, for me, I like to fix things. That's just who I am. I like to fix things. I like to, you sound like a problem, like you said. Then why if you're complaining about this job, go out and get another job if this job is that bad. That's not what I said. I was like, well, that's why I'm taking it,
Yeah. But don't confuse that with the kids. When she's complaining about the kids, and you have the ability to talk to the child, or teenager, and say, hey, come on.
Use your head.
Yeah. You say you have a better communication with your daughter than your wife does with your daughter.
Yeah, it's just because she's a big daddy's girl, and
Exactly.
and it's hard. It's definitely hard for her for me to be in a way. So when I'm able to communicate with her, it's like my wife will be, hey, our daughter's been having a hard time today. It's like, can you talk to her? I was like, sure, and I'll talk to her for a minute. It's like, hey, sweetheart, look, I heard that your mommy's telling me you're having a hard day today. I'm sorry. Please tell me what's going on, and she will, in her very advanced 5-year-old vocabulary, she actually tells me how she feels. Sometimes I have to help her, but she does pretty well, and then I was like, well, look, sweetheart, can you do this for daddy? Can you listen to mommy? Okay, daddy. And most of the time, she will be better. And my wife is very thankful for that. So I'm glad I had that communication with my daughter, that I'm able to help as best as I can while I'm out on the road.
Well, you got a co-parent.
Yes.
Like just if you're at home, you got a co-parent. You got to back each other up and get the message out that you want to.
Yes. And closing this up, our significant others, they're saints. I can't praise them enough. We might use them as examples in our videos, but they are very good. They're great women. Even other women out there, because I know, or significant others out there, and I know how hard this can be for both parties. And I think a key word here is communicating with each other. And trying to be better at that.
Yes.
And trying to be the best you can, and be the best all we can with each other. So,
but hey, we held you long enough. If you're still with us, thank you very much. We want to thank you for having us in your personal space. And while you're out there, please remember, keep the rubber down, because if the rubber goes up, please make sure it lands rubber down. That'd be helpful. Now, hey, if you're new to us, or you've been with us, subscribe and give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs down, but scribble and share
Yeah, because I know this, sure, you know, this is a video or whatever, you know, try to get the, you know, because I think this what goes hand in hand in a lot of, in almost in everything. You're just using our transportation as an example, but you guys take care now.
And be safe. And thank you again.